Hi guys, it's great to be back, finally. My last video was almost a year ago, and just as I thought, combining a hobby with full-time job and a small kid at home was extremely difficult. However, I finally moved on with MERKAVA, and now let me show you my progress with this project. Enjoy the video! So I started with cleaning all the parts with just water and a little bit of dish soap. It's hard to get back to the model after such a long break. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out and to remember what was my plans for MERKAVA, like general plans, What should I do next, how I wanted to paint the tank. I wasted so much time because I didn't want to make a mistake. It's definitely easier when you do it regularly without such a long breaks. Next step was to make anti-slip texture. First, using a couple of reference photos, I've marked areas where the anti-slip texture should land. I've made a mix of Tamiya Extra Thin and Tamiya Putty and use ultra-fine modeling sand to get desired effect. The mixture was rather thin, more or less the consistency of milk. I applied it to small areas with a brush and immediately covered with fine sand. I put together ammo boxes and started to separate the side skirt of the tank. I numbered the elements to make it easier to stick them in after painting. Unfortunately, I lost one of the tiny elements of the machine gun. I decided to make it using Magic Sculpt. It's not perfect, but after painting it should be okay. Using a small hand drill, I slightly enlarged the holes in the barrel and the cover of the Browning so it would look better. I also made small holes in the antenna bases. And mounted them at their places. Using Magic Sculpt, I decided to make some additional details that I intend to place on the tank. Such elements like blankets, tarpaulins, canisters or backpacks can of course be purchased, but I decided to test my sculpting skills in this area. I painted the transparent elements with clear blue paint, mounted one upper hull element. I'm not sure, but it's probably some kind of barrel frame. If you know the exact name of it, please share in the comments. Then I painted the insides of the reflectors silver and started assembling the periscope near driver's hatch. I installed the lamp glasses and then mounted the lamps. Next element, rangefinder. And commander's periscope. I made covers for grenade launchers using Magic Sculpts again. Unfortunately, due to recording problems, I'm not able to show you how I did it, sorry. After pasting panoramic side, I decided to make towing rope from an electric wire. I didn't like the rope from the set very much. I think it looks much better. After it was done, I bent it to fit its place on the basket and mount it. Finally, I used thin wire to suspend the ropes. Next, I started to assemble machine guns. There are two smaller 7.62mm guns and one 12.7mm coaxial machine gun that is remotely operated from inside the tank without exposing the crew to small arms fire and snipers. I was missing one element for the 12.7, so again Magic Sculpt was my savior. I've pasted two small bases for rubber whip pole markers on both sides and started to sculpt three more elements for MERKAVA. I made a canister, backpack and stowage bags. Before it hardens, I press the other elements to make them fit better during final assembly. Last step for now was to paint all parts with Mr. Finishing Surfacer Grey Primer. I used an airbrush some time ago, so I felt a bit unsure during the first movements. I had the impression that despite proper mixing, primer also felt the signs of temporary inactivity. Unfortunately, as I mentioned at the beginning, very long breaks in scale modeling are not beneficial. Ideas run away, paints and solvents age, the hand is not so stable, so the best way to avoid this is to simply not stop assembling scale models. Despite these small difficulties, I'm very happy that I managed to continue the MERKAVA project, and I hope that the next, which will be the last episode of this series, will be released sooner than after another year. I'd like to say that everything is in my hands, but it would be a lie. But don't worry, there will still be time for more intensive scale modeling on my part. In the meantime, I hope that you will find your dream box with a scale model inside under a Christmas tree. I wish you all Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Take care.